How are you, Kurt?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm so excited for you. I can't tell you how excited I am for you. I really cannot tell you.
Well, I appreciate it, my friend. We're excited, too, trying to get all the last-minute details done so we can get down there and celebrate, and I can celebrate all those people that helped me to be standing on that stage.
So you got it written out? What do you got?
What's going on? Okay. I got it ready to go. I can't wait. That's the thing I'm looking forward to more than anything else is to get up on that stage and hopefully be able to encourage some people through my story. So I do. I got it ready to go. Just trying to clean it up, and so I'm ready to go. I haven't worked with teleprompters and some of that stuff like you have. So I got to try to memorize it as much as I can so I can just put it out there.
So how long have you been working on it, and what? And you know, I'll ask you multiple questions about it, so you can just go through it. How long have you been working on it? Did you sit at a computer? Did you handwrite it? What do you got?
Yeah, not as long as some. I talked to LT about a month after we found out, and his was already done.
Danian's was already done?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I couldn't believe it. He was done early, and then TD was done a little bit later. So I've been kind of keeping it posted with them on where they were at. Mine came a lot later, but I have worked on it quite a bit in the last month. And when I got into it, it was really just, I had a direction that I wanted to go, and I wanted to make sure that, obviously the right people get thanked, but that you do it in a creative way, and then more importantly than anything else, that there's a message behind it that hopefully people can grab a hold of and take with them and encourage them wherever they find themselves.
And they put you in the last spot too, Kurt. You're
finishing up. I don't know what that means. It means everybody's going to be leaving by the time I get there, or what. But it's cool. You get the last chance, the last words on that stage from the class of 2017 to leave the event. So I'm excited about it. Like I said, I'm really. I feel really good about where I'm at with this speech, and I think, if I can do it justice, that it'll be powerful.
Well, I mean, in your story, Kurt Warner, the journey, everyone's so familiar with it, but I'm wondering what was the moment where you thought this may not happen, and by that means your football dream. Where was the darkest moment, if you don't mind recounting, before the dawn?
I do mind. But you're going to hear about it, next Saturday night. So I'm gonna keep that under wraps a little bit. But you'll hear about different moments that, as you said, it's been a crazy ride, and there's been a lot of moments where you teetered on, okay, is it time? Is it time to let it go and move on? And a lot of people, you find themselves, you're chasing your dream, and you find yourself right there, going, okay, what do I do at this moment? Because what I do here probably dictates everything else. And you don't really know what the right answer is, because you don't want to chase something that you're never going to reach, and you spend half your life, or you take yourself or your family down a path that you don't want to go. And then there's the other side of it, is that you don't ever want to be the guy that's sitting on your couch 25 years later going, man, if I would have just got a chance, I could have been this. And so there was a few of those moments in my career where I was right there, and there were some key people that helped me to go, just keep going, try one more time, or we're with you, or they encourage you down that path, and those are the people that you want to, on that stage to go, thank you, understand, your moment and what that did for me, because if it wasn't for that, I'm probably not here.
So, since we'll avoid the specifics to keep your speech as fresh as possible, Kurt, what would at that moment where you thought it was darkest before the dawn, and if you in 2017, Kurt Warner, could go back and tell that guy something, what would you tell that guy, Kurt?
I think I would just tell him more than anything just to follow your heart, because I think too often in life, we let circumstances and we let people dictate what we're going to do, as opposed to just chasing what we really believe we should do. And I think at the end of the day, that's what really matters, is that, if you think what you're doing is affecting people in a negative way, and you think it's affecting your life in a negative way, you have to follow your heart. Even if your head says, man, I really want to accomplish that, and then vice versa, that when people are saying, give up, you can't do this, it's not going to happen. I mean, the writing's on the wall. But if that's what your passion is, I think you have to keep chasing it. And that's what I think I would say. And I was fortunate that I had some people that were willing to let me chase that and willing to go after my passions, even when it didn't seem like the best thing, not just for maybe me at the time, but for those people that were involved in my life. But I think that's key, is follow your heart, follow your passion, because at the end of the day, that's what makes us happy. You know, not even necessarily accomplishing our dream. It's chasing your passion. It's living in your passion and what you were born to do. And I think that's what I would tell, my younger self when I was in some of those moments.
Kurt Warner here on the Rich Eisen Show. How many people are part of the group this weekend? How many people are coming that you know of?
Well, I mean, obviously, the whole family.
Yep.
Beyond that, it's, kind of touch and go. I think and I couldn't tell if you guys were kind of talking about it, the San Diego situation with.
Well, I saw your tweet today about that too, Kurt.
And again, if those are the facts, it disappoints me because I've also got a number of guys, coaches, and players that I want there and that deserve to be there and a part of this that aren't able to come either because they're in the midst of camps and doing stuff. And I guess I don't understand it. It's such a special moment. And all of us that are up on the stage understand there were so many people that went into this and so many people that really, when you go into the Hall of Fame, they go in with you. And they deserve the opportunity to enjoy that moment as well because they've earned it. And so that, to me, is the disappointing part is some key people that I want there are not able to be there because of their football commitments. And I guess I just don't understand how, in the big picture, when you're looking at this whole thing, how you don't understand that and how important it is, LaDainian Tomlinson, the face of the San Diego Chargers for so long. How do you not understand? I need my guys there. Whatever we have to do, fly them in on a private jet so that they're a half an hour before, let them be there with me and enjoy this moment and then fly them back. But, I think it's just disappointing because we all understand we didn't get here by ourselves. There's key people that were along for the journey that deserve to appreciate their moment here as well. So it's disappointing if that's the facts and that's true. Disappointing that LaDainian couldn't have some of his guys there, and maybe more importantly, those guys that really want to be there can't have the opportunity to continue to support and celebrate their teammate.
I mean, well said, Kurt. Very well said there. So, who is coming? Most of the greatest show on turfers going to be there? Vermeil, all those guys?
We'll have a number of them, no question. A number of guys will be there. Obviously, a couple guys that are up on that stage with me. Some of the other receivers there.
Right.
There's going to be a contingent from the Cardinals. So my man Fitz will be there,
there you go.
Along with a couple of other players. Still waiting to hear on a few other guys that are in the midst of football stuff, trying to figure it out. Of course, Coach Vermeil and a number of my coaches will be there as well. So, we'll definitely be well represented. But I'm going to miss those guys that are unfortunately not able to come.
Couple more minutes with you, Kurt. Pound the table for Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. Our poll question today involves a number of people who haven't been in the Hall. What do you think about these guys?
I mean, they're just, as special as anybody I've been around. And, there's some great receivers there. There's some great guys that are going to be on the docket. I mean, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, who's already there. Isaac's been up there. Torrey already been there in that finalist group. But they're special individuals. They played the game right, and they played it at a level that, frankly, we've never seen before or that we've only seen from a few. And so, I know there's a log jam and how that kind of works, but those guys both deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And I look forward to the moment when they walk across that stage. But I think one thing that always works against those guys is they played together. And we played at a time and had the greatest show on turf when we had lots of different guys. You had another Hall of Famer in the backfield. And so these are guys whose numbers could be even better than they already are, and they've already done things that very few have ever done. But they were very unselfish superstars that were great in their own right, but maybe didn't have the blowout numbers that they could have. And I think that's part of the reason why, when you put in a room and you talk about all these guys, those guys sometimes crossed each other out instead of being able to set them aside and say, okay, let's just look at how great this guy was. Because if we do that and we watched how he played and what he did and what he meant to his team, to me, they're both locks to be in the Hall of Fame. And I believe it will happen. It's just a matter of when.
Have you been in the bust room ever? Have you walked in that room yet?
I did, one time a long time ago, actually when Marshall was inducted. It's the only time I've ever been to the Hall of Fame. I took my middle son, and we got a chance to take a little tour of the Hall of Fame. It's the only time I've ever been there and got to go in the bust room and check it out. But that's the only time, and the rest of my family has never been there. So
and now you're
I look forward to walking through it with them.
Now you're going. You're in it. You're going to be in there. I can't believe it. This is so awesome. You deserve this. You deserve this so long ago.
I don't know.
No. Let me talk. Well, you don't have to say anything. Seriously, Kurt. You deserve this so long ago, and it is so well deserved. And it's just that, and just knowing you and your wife and what you do in the community in Arizona, and it's just the beginning too. It's so awesome, and I'm so thrilled and honored that I will be the MC at the jacket dinner, all of us at the NFL Network will be there with you, for you, by you, and it's awesome.
Well, thank you.
You are most
welcome.
welcome.
I tell everybody, I don't know if I fit or not, but I'm not giving it back. I'm going to take it, and we're gonna enjoy it. And like I said, I'm going to hopefully use it because that to me is what this whole thing has been about: is using it to thank the right people, to celebrate with the right people, and hopefully encourage a lot of people along the way. That hey, if I can do it, there's by no means have I cornered any market. So there's a lot of other people out there can do it as well if they keep chasing the opportunities.
And I can't wait to see that bust resting on that plexiglass, Kurt, where it says Kurt Warner, and the teams are Cardinals, Giants, Rams, Admirals, and Barnstormers. Right? They're all going to be there.
They're all going to be there. I mean,
right?
I'm not there without it. And so without all those teams,
Love it.
I hope so.
With the flat top, right? It's the flat top look too, right?
You'll see.
So you're not giving anything away.
Come on,
that's
Kurt.
the hardest part when they ask you to do the bust, and they're like, "What do you want?" And you got this whole time period of from haircuts to facial hair to this to that.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be what other people see. It was an interesting process. And I tell you what, my wife was as much involved as anybody.
I was about to say, because if I ever had somebody, that's exactly.
I don't even know if it looks like me. It looks like Tom Hardy or somebody. But as long as she thinks it looks good when she walks in that bus room, it's all good with me.
Oh man, if it ever happened something with me, I would definitely turn to Susie and go, "What do you think?"
Exactly. What do you want here? What do you want?
Oh, Kurt, man, I love you. Can't wait to see you in Ohio and be part of this thing with you.
Awesome, buddy. I can't wait to see you as well.
You got
it.
That's Kurt Warner.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.